Good morning, good evening, everybody, wherever you are now in the globe. Welcome to my YouTube channel, the channel you need to learn all the professional workflows in graphic design, Photoshop, Illustrator, and design. This is my first video. Please, if you like the content, please consider like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Today we are learning 3 professional ways to apply shadows. Okay, here we go. The first way to apply shadow is we can start by creating new layer underneath this mobile, and let's rename it cell phone. First, create an empty layer underneath this cell phone by holding Ctrl and press this create new layer. We created a new layer. Then we go to brush tool by clicking B or this icon here, and let's choose the color to be something close to the color of the background. Let's go this, and let's maybe go a little darker and a little bit desaturated. Then let's right click and let's make the hardness 0% and soft brush, and the size we can make it bigger or smaller by holding Alt and right mouse button and go right and left. Okay, now this is I think a good size, and let's give it one click. Okay, and change blending mode to multiply. It's a bit darker right now, and let's press Ctrl T for transform, and at this point hold shift and drag down. I think this looks good. V, then move it underneath the phone like this, maybe a little bit bigger by holding Ctrl T to transform, and a little bit thinner like this. Okay, now this is maybe a bit lighter. We need a darker color. Okay, so let's try again. Let's delete this layer and create a new layer. Now let's make it a bit darker like this. Okay, and let's give it one click and give it to multiply. Now again, Ctrl T to transform, hold shift, make it smaller and a little bit bigger, and it can be like this. Now what it gives the feeling like it is touching the floor. Okay, what if we don't to make it look like it's touching the floor and it's a bit floating? Okay, maybe this gives some dynamism, maybe reduce the opacity a bit, and here we go. I think it is looking good. This is way number 1. Let's hide the layer for now and start with the second way. Again, create new layer underneath, brush tool, give it a color, give it a stroke, and Ctrl T for transform, and this time we are going to give it some directionality. The shadow is going from one way to another. Right click and check perspective, and now hold this and drag down. Now it is making it in perspective. Press enter to approve the changes. Now it is looking like this. Now we're gonna make it thinner. Ctrl T, hold shift, and make it thinner and a bit bigger. Now we are going to make it like this. Okay, let's change to multiply. It's giving it some directionality, but it's not looking good with the phone at this position. Now Ctrl T and rotate it a bit like this. Okay, and move the shadow layer like this. Now it is giving it some directionality, like it is going from one way to another, or it is the lighting coming from this left direction and fading to this right. Now okay, the third, let's call this way number 2. Now let's return it back to the original. Press Ctrl T for transform, and we can see here the rotation degree we have done. Let's make it 0 to make it come back to its original position, and press enter. Now the third way is we can double click here in this empty area and create a drop shadow layer. Yes, and let's choose the color, make it like the background a little bit darker, and with blending mode multiply and increase the opacity a bit, maybe reduce the distance and the size to make it sharper. What do you think? I think it is looking a bit good. Okay, now let's press OK. Now at this drop shadow icon we right click and create layer. This separate the drop shadow layer into a new separate layer. We can call it drop shadow. Now we are going to give the shadow some directionality. Press Ctrl T, transform, and make it like this, and come here and press Ctrl and drag it like this. It's something like the light is coming from in front of the phone, and the shadow is going back like this. This is cool, but the shadows, it goes like this. It is darker here and fades to nothing at the end. Now let's create that. First of all, create a mask for this layer, and it is white mask. And let's go to the gradient tool by pressing G or pressing at this icon, and we can choose the color of the gradient from here. Now we want the default is white to black or black to white, whatever you want. Now let's press OK, and let's choose the mask and press G and move it like this. Okay, now it is inverted. Let's do it the other way. Okay, or maybe like this. Okay, now it is fading, right? But it is not looking that good. We can reduce the opacity a bit. Now it is a little bit more realistic. Now another step that we can convert this layer to smart object by right click and convert to smart object. Then it is converted, and we can add a filter to it, a Gaussian blur, by going to filter menu up here, blur, Gaussian blur, and let's choose suitable number. Maybe it is like this. Okay, that is good. The blur is going the same way, like it is sharper here and a little bit blurry at the end. So let's go this at the mask of the filter and get the gradient tool again and click and drag. Yes, look at this right now. Look at this. It is inverted. It is sharp here and blurry here. Let's invert it bottom. Yes, that is looking cool. Now this is cool. Now we can mix more than one way together. Like let's go with the first one and move it underneath it. This one. No, it's this one. Okay, let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, and a little bit harder. Okay, and maybe reduce or maybe increase the Gaussian blur effect. Yeah, this is much better, and maybe a little bit like this. Okay, this is much better. Okay, this is much better. It's giving it some directionality, and it goes well with the color of the background. Okay, thank you guys. That's it for today. Please consider subscribe, commenting, and sharing this video. I am producing a lot more in the next days, so thank you for your time, and give me your thoughts in the comment section, and bye bye.